My wife and I, Victoria, both were raised in a Catholic background. Her parents very involved in their church, my family as well. I was an altar boy when I grew up, did readings at church. When we went off to college, neither one of us went to church anymore, and got married back in '98. And when we started having kids, we did what most Catholics do, and we got them baptized. But I would say that the 3 children I had and the baptisms that we went through were probably 3 out of maybe 5 times we went to church in the first 10 years of our marriage. After my son Connor was born, he had a lot of health problems, and it was really weighing on us. It was a tough time, very tough time. One that, looking back on it, if we hadn't found God, found new life, and just developed a relationship with Jesus, I'm not sure how we would have gotten through it. But at that point, we knew we needed something in our lives, and we weren't prepared to go back to a Catholic church. We had never had a personal connection, and so we had seen a flyer in the mail. We had some friends that were attending New Life at the time, and we came out one Sunday and checked it out at Westfields, and it was the most moving experience. I was a little skeptical at first, I'd have to say, but my wife came out and said, "You do what you want, but I'm coming back." I first started serving at New Life in 2 ministries around the same time, probably shortly after we started coming to New Life. I had become pretty friendly with Mark Scheider, who at the time was putting out all the signs that you see around on Lee Road, and there was one out by Westfield High School. He had been doing those signs forever, and so I went out and got a hitch for my van, and my son and I used to go out every Friday afternoon or Saturday morning early and put the signs out and pick them up after church. And then around the same time, they were also looking for people to serve in communion. So I started doing that with Jim Herr and some other folks back in the day, and the communion thing has stuck, and Byron is now onto the signs, but I still fill in occasionally. So that's really the entry point into serving, but it's really grown from there. Serving at New Life for us and our family, it's just made such a huge difference. I mean, I see it in the kids. It's awesome. If there's a time when they're either up late or one of them's not feeling well and they can't come to set up and help put out the Bibles, they're miserable. They're really grouchy. You'd think I took away like Nintendo or something. It really means a lot to them. They enjoy it. And it really has taught them the heart that they need to have to serve God and serve others. And I get the sense that a lot of people probably come from similar church backgrounds as I did, where serving is just not part of the DNA. If I were to try to stress anything about serving at New Life, the first thing is that it will help you develop spiritually. Not only is it a great opportunity to just serve your church and serve others, but when you start to serve and make that commitment, you're putting God first, and that's going to help you develop spiritually. So that's one area of your life where you start to put God first, and others will follow. When you do that and you start to develop spiritually, your friends, your family, your kids, they will see that. It will absolutely make a difference on them as well as yourself. And it's, we hear Brett say all the time about things are caught and not taught, and I think a servant's heart is exactly the same way. Serving in any area does not preclude you from serving somewhere else as well. When I was asked to serve in Kids Zone, I was doing setup, tear down occasionally, communion, filling in with the signs still, and I was a little hesitant, but I got to be honest with you, in Kids Zone especially, there is nothing more important in this church than teaching kids how much God loves them and what God did for them, and growing them to be disciples of Jesus. If I can be that guy, anyone can be that guy. My name is Brendan Boughton, and this is my story.